Hey guys, sorry I'm speaking with Earthwalker Primitive. I do my best when I do my videos and put out information to do research and find out as much information that I can on stuff. And this one little recommendation for a type of cordage is based off of this great resource I have, which is the Ultimate Encyclopedia of Knots and Rope Work. And this book goes over everything. It's a pretty decent sized book, full color photos. Goes over everything, all different kinds of knots, but it also talks a little bit about the history of rope and how it was formed, and it gives a good introduction to all the different types and how it's made and the characteristics of it. But one interesting thing of information I like on here is this little chart comparing and contrasting natural fiber and synthetic fiber ropes, and it gives a little comparison, side-by-side comparison of all your different types: sisal, cotton, hemp, manila, polyethylene, polypropylene, polyester, and polyamide. And according to the chart, and I'm showing you where I'm getting my information so you can see. As you can see, here's cotton. Obviously, 4 dots. It's, something that is great in, like UV resistance. So obviously, cotton is great. It's going to last longer in the sun than, say, the polypropylene, and definitely more than the polyethylene or the polypropylene. Okay, but now, after doing a comparison, obviously, the polyester based rope is the best, according to this reference. The only thing it didn't have 4 dots in was shock loading, and it's talking about shock loading, heavy weight loads. The best of that category is polyamides, the worst being polyethylene, cotton, and sisal. So you see that number 1 is polyester fiber cordage, and it does great in everything: UV resistance, acid resistance, alkali resistance, abrasion resistance, stores wet or dry, which if you look at the other ones, these are all natural ones. Obviously you must store them all dry or they're going to rot. The only downfall is in buoyancy. Here it does say it does sink, but they all sink except for one, which is polyethylene, which doesn't do well in many other categories. So keep that in mind. It's a pretty interesting little tidbit of information. The second best is polyamide. The only thing polyamide does less in is acid resistance, but out in the woods that's not too much of an issue. But UV resistance, it does very, very bad. Does actually worse than cotton and your other natural cordages. It does worse than that. And that's the only thing it does do worse than the natural. So if it's out in sunlight, it's obviously going to break down and lose its strength a lot faster than it would any of the natural ones, or the number 1 choice in this book, polyester fiber. So I just thought that was a pretty interesting little tidbit. One interesting thing here, the melting point. Obviously, none of your natural fibers are gonna melt, but they'll catch fire. But on here, it does give you the melting points of the synthetic ones. The polyester fiber is second best at 245 degrees Celsius, where the polyamide is 250 degrees Celsius is when it begins to melt. But like I said, according to the rest of the characteristics, the number 1 choice according to this book is a polyester fiber cordage. So I just wanted to share that with you. Hope you enjoyed it. Just a short little video of some information that I gained from this book. Once again, the book is Ultimate Encyclopedia of Knots and Rope Work. You can find it online. The author is Jeffrey Budworth, and it goes over, like I said, it's a lot of information, a lot of good information. The only thing this really doesn't get into is net making, but it does do, it covers all. I'll just go over the contents here in case you are interested in it. Go over the different basic knots, bends and hitches, knots, bindings, loops, mats, plates, rings, slings, and much more information. It goes over, like I said, the beginning is chock full of a good introduction to ropes, the history of them, the tools used in making ropes, and as well as, like I said, different, really good in-depth instruction or introduction on different types of cordage and how they're constructed and whatnot. So, Sergeant speaking with Earthwalker Primitive. Thank you.